Welcome to Marketplace Ministries. This is Chaplain Anthony James. Um, just glad to be in the number once again, dealing with community awareness, community involvement. This is what it is, the truth. This is where healing takes place. Just talking about all the events that's happening in the community as far as still got a little protesting going on, not as much, but this election is coming up on us. There's a lot of confusion in that. So, just talking about the topics that we've been covering, becoming a parent partner. It's been really a tough topic. It's hard to get off of it, but it's definitely some real powerful, some good stuff. Just awareness, just allowing, God to really pinpoint some things in my heart, to make sure to help me to understand that in my household is first. So before I can talk about anything else, I have to be crystal clear about what I'm doing as a person, as a, leader, as a spiritual being, just trying to help other people as I help myself and my family. But again, Marketplace Ministry again is glad and honored to be on. My co-founder. This is what we do. We bang out, keep things real as we can. So we get started. And what's going on, my brother?
Oh, nothing much. What's going on, chap?
Everything's good.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Okay. What's going on with you?
Oh man, nothing much, man. Like we talked about earlier, man, just doing a lot of reflecting. You know what I mean? Just trying to make sure I understand everything, because I believe understanding is very important. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, they say understanding is half the battle. You know what I mean? So once you understand what's going on, you got half the battle already won. You know what I mean? So that's what I just been doing. And that's one of the words that been real heavy on me is understanding. So I want to make sure I understand everything to my best ability. You know what I mean? If there's something that is out of my understanding, I don't want to feel bad for not understanding it. You know what I mean? So that's why I've been at just really trying to make sure I get as much understanding as possible in this season.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Well, I was on last night and I was covering, just dealing with this becoming a parent partner. I was just like, God has us on this particular topic. And I was, somebody had posed a question on Instagram a couple of nights ago, and I took it from there based on the question was, you know, how do you feel being, would you be your kid's friend or just parent?
right.
Which category are you in? And me personally, the question I had, the answer I gave was absolutely not. I mean, the reason why I gave that answer was because I just me personally don't think that, a parent should be a friend of any child, any one of their kids, because I think it just depletes the relationship, you know what I mean, the respect, you know. And again, I just think that as far as, you know, being a parent, you can't be a friend. There's no way.
Right.
There's no way, because we're not equal. First of all, I don't think we're equal. I don't think, nor do I think that we are, peers.
Chap, if I can
So,
intervene real quick, because because me and my daughter, man, we have a great relationship, man. I love the way, me and my daughter interact. Most would say that it is a friendship type thing, but I beg to differ. I think it's more so respect. You know what I mean? And more love than just friends. You know what I mean? Like it's respect. Like it's she understand what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? And I thank God that she is intelligent enough to embrace that, you know what I mean, and fulfill that role, you know what I mean? So Yeah, no, it's definitely not a friend type thing, like, because it's certain things she don't tell me, you know what I mean? Like, there's certain things she don't say out of respect and out of love, you know what I mean? So, but that just, what I get gather out of it. I don't see how anyone can say that they would want to be their child friend. I mean, I feel like, why would I then to take care of you and you know what I mean, and change the pampers and all if I'm just be your friend, you know what I mean? And I just feel like that's kind of dysfunctional, to say the
Right.
least. You know what I mean? Like, if for you to even have that a thought process of that, and it's so weird that some of the things that we have to discuss because certain people don't even understand that small gesture, like that really kind of water the relationship down. You know what I mean? Like, because like, because once it's a recipe for disaster, because once it get to a certain level, to a certain point, then there's no hold bars. Like, you've been my friend this whole time. Like, now how you gonna try to switch up on me like that? Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
So,
right,
yeah. So,
right, 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 right. And then that's the point. I'm glad that you covered it like that. You spoke on it like that because that's what happened. Then now you can't tell your kids. I can't be comfortable telling my kids about my relational business or my financial personal business because that's really none of their business. You know what I mean? And I think in real talk, if you pull them into a situation like that, then when they come at you the way you don't want them to come at you, then that's your fault. You can't. You have really nothing to say about that. That's just like my mom and my dad. Some people might see it different, but hey, that's on them. But they having problems too. You know what I'm saying? And so my mom and my dad, man, we stayed in our lane. It wasn't that we stayed in our lane on our own. We had to stay in our lane. They wouldn't let you come out of. They wouldn't let you get in their lane
right.
because they would let you know right off the top, you don't pay no bills in this house. You don't make no decisions in this house. And so that's what keeps, and I'm so glad I had that upbringing because I knew the difference. I knew that I couldn't go to my mom or my dad and discuss anything
Right.
other than being their child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I might could say something about school. I might could say something about what happened in the park or whatever. But man, opposed to saying something that in their business, no way. No way. We didn't have that right. That wasn't the right. And so now society, they always making things right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, the kid, you have to be a friend to your children. I hear a lot of people say their kids are their friends. But I also see the dysfunction too, but they don't see it. That's the cold piece about that. It's a dysfunctional relationship. And they think that it's cool because what they do, they buy the kids so the kids can listen to them I'm not with that. And I'm so glad that, and I believe had I did it the other way with my children, they wouldn't have the respect they have for me today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they'll think they could just come up to me as my friend and say anything they want to say to me. You know what I'm saying? As my peer and as my equal. And they don't do anything for me but take money out my pocket and do different things like that. So you're not my friend. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And so just leaving it on the table like that. You know what I mean? So and again, this is our opinion, personal opinion. Everybody has one. But I'm telling you, through society, looking at what goes on every day, it's a mess. It's a mess. I see these kids talking to their parents like they worse than a friend. You know what I'm saying? I mean disrespect. Say anything out their mouth. What? Please, girl. I done heard girls talk to their mouth. Girl? What? Get out of here. And then calling them by their first name. I done heard kids calling their father, hey, Danny, or hey, Pauline. Man, that's disrespect, man. But the parents allow it. So what? You can't knock the kids. You training them to be like that. You know what I mean? Because when they have kids, it's gonna be automatic. They gonna allow their kids to, hey, yo, what are you doing, butthole? You know what I'm saying? Man, imagine my kids saying that to me, man. Man, I'm telling you, man. I wouldn't like that, man.
No.
I wouldn't like that. And the thing is, my kids wouldn't. They don't feel comfortable not calling me daddy. So I thank God for that.
Oh yeah.
You understand the respect, man. It just feels like wow, wow, I am doing the right.
Right.
I am doing the right thing,
Right.
because the level of respect is there. I don't want my kids to come disrespect, just come blurt out. And these kids now, you could be talking to somebody. I seen it. They kids just come right in the conversation, man. But right in, like they're nothing. You know what I mean? And so that's because you want to be friends. So if anybody have any questions or any, what we're talking about tonight, becoming a parent partner, the topic is, are you your friend's friend? Are you your child's friend or parent? And so when y'all get on, if y'all come on, hey, if you got some questions and you want to be a friend to your child, then you go right ahead. But I submit to you, don't look for the respect. Don't look for the respect when they disrespect you. Well, why are they talking to me like that? Because you opened it up like that. You know what I mean? And so that's what it is, man. So, but man, I just don't think we can't do that, man. There's no way. That's crazy, man. So what do you have to say about that, Keith? Just, even let no lie, I got nieces and nephews coming up in my family. Man, they don't ain't no calling by the first name. All my brothers and sisters, we don't play that.
Right.
Because we was trained up under the same roof. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna just come blurt out, and say certain things. Because we was cracked open when we got out of line. We dared not to do that anyway. We was like, nah. My mother would put the blows on you, man, and quickly, man, and my father. So my father don't even trip. But my mom, you think you can go to her with that disrespect? Nah, she'll put you right in your place. And so I thank God for that upbringing. And so I think we've gotten away in society with that type of upbringing. So now everybody do what they want to do.
Man, it's so crazy because I could think back to it when I used to ride back with my father in his car, you know what I mean? And
Right.
he listened to a certain kind of music. I wouldn't care if we was going to Galveston or wherever we was going. Like, it was a 2-3 hour trip. It's his car. He listened to his music. So
Right.
that's how come I know the Isley Brothers. I know Teddy Pendergraph. You know what I mean? I know the Maid, Frankie Beverly Maid. Because I was forced to listen to it, and it wasn't where it was just like I can just ride and act like I'm nah. It was, hey son, it was I had to get into it because we was riding, and I had to get into it. So what I mean by that is it wasn't I didn't have a choice whether hey man, I don't like this type of music. You know what I mean? Like it was either you listen to this or don't ride in my car.
Right. Right.
And it's like it's weird how some kids feel like they have that obligation or that or entitlement to listen to what they want to listen to and do what they want to do. I'm like, why? How do you feel entitled to anything when you don't work, when you don't do nothing? You know what I mean? Like, and that's weird and that's crazy, but that's the generation that we living in today, man. Like it was just so totally different from when I was growing up. And that was my father, you know what I mean? That wasn't, a foster parent. Or that was my daddy telling me like, hey,
Right.
you not listening to, you know what I mean? You can stay at home if you want to, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And that's just how it went in that time, from when I was coming up, and that was in the '80s. You know what I mean? It's just so weird how times have changed from the '80s to now. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
yeah, it's just weird.
Right. Right. And man, that's true. Because I remember my son. He used to try to get in my car because he did his mother like that.
Right.
His mom would try to do that friend thing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So and he was very disrespectful towards her. And I used to come around when I used to come around and get him, you know what I mean? I used to hear how he talked to her, and she'd allow it. And then she would get pissed off. And I said, "What you getting pissed off for? You don't try to clean up because I'm here now, because I don't play that.
Right.
But you allowed him to call you out your name, and you So the bottom line is,
Right.
he used to get my car, and I said, listen, man, first your dad, listen to this. And I'd be like, what you listening to, man? I tried. I said, I just want to see what you listening to. He
Right.
turned it on, bay, 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 bay. I said, nah, no bay, bay, bay in here. I said, I said, that's the type of music you listen to. I'm not going to knock you, but this is my car.
Right.
You really don't have a choice right now. Now, if you want to listen to some old school or some R&B,
Right.
let's rock with that.
Right.
This is my car.
Right.
And that's all about respect. So I didn't really give him the respect to do that.
Right.
Because I'm his father.
Right.
So that's why I took that friendship off the table. So he don't even feel like he can be my friend. He don't come to me like a friend.
Mm-hmm.
He come to me like daddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't make him feel less than.
Right.
It's just boundaries that
right.
you have to set.
Right.
And that's in every arena. That's in every life, every level of life you get to. There's boundaries.
Right.
Like even in my job, I work at a place where it's all different types of ages, sizes, colors. There's work coming to my job. So I had to treat everybody the same. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. Some of the young guys be calling me, what's up, pimp? I'm like, listen, man, that's not my name, young man. That's not my name. My name ain't Pimp.
Mm.
My name is Mr. James. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna call you by your name. I said that's kind of like a disrespect. But because I said that to them, they approach me different now. Now, if I allowed them to call me Pimp, he might have called me anything the next time. You see what I'm saying?
My grandmother told me, she said, you have to teach people how to treat you. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
So be very
Because if you want respect of yourself, you got to show people like, that's not my name. You calling me out of my name. That's not my name. Right. I said, one kid, he comes to my job. He comes to, yo, what's up, player? And I know that's slang. I know what that is. But I said, yo, come on, man. I said, every time you come up here, I treat you with the same respect, don't I?
Right.
I said, what's going on, young man? How you doing today? Oh, okay, Mr. James. I got it. And then, because I helped him for his next situation, because somebody you might say that to, it may not come back so positive. They may just flip on you because they be like, man, you don't even know me, man. What's wrong with you? Yeah. And so I think as a community, as a society, I think we have to, as adults, we have to retrain people, man. And I really believe that that's the problem. Everybody's gotten away from that training. They figure, man, these young people, they don't care. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They just need the training like we got. You can't say they don't care. See, it wasn't the point of us caring or not back then. We didn't have a say so. Right. and them older timers back in the day, man, please. You ate what they ate. If you listen, once that kitchen was shut down, you better not go back up in that kitchen unless you snuck in there like I did.
You know what, Chap? I think that's what we kind of missing, man. We kind of missing some of that, those old stern. You know what I mean? I think those people done kind of, went on and went to the other side. You know what I mean? And the people that's supposed to, took, after them, they didn't really, take that throne like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's showing in the community because, the mothers and fathers, that's in the community right now, neither one of them are playing the same role as back in, like I say, decades, centuries ago, or whatever. You know what I mean? Back in the 80s and the 70s. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's and it's weird. 'Cause like I said, I've been doing a lot of reflecting, and even myself, I've been reflecting on myself and how I want to be more of a better statistic. I'm gonna say, you know what I mean, and it's just weird how I've been going this long and not really understanding it. You know what I mean, and not really putting forth the effort to do what I know I need to be doing. You know what I mean? Even don't get me wrong. We all have 24 hours in a day. You're not gonna just sit up and do nothing. So you're gonna do something. As long as you're doing something, you're gonna say you're doing something, putting up an effort. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we all know, you know, it's levels, and you can always do better. You know what I mean? You can always dedicate yourself a little bit more. You can always, you know, give it 10% more. You know what I mean? But you know yourself. You know what I mean? You know, okay, well, I know if I could, but nah, nah, nah. You know, I'll get to that later, or whatever. You know what I mean? And and I just feel like that's what I've been doing. You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's about time to really, be a good statistic. I want to be like they used to be in the '70s and the '80s. You know what I mean? Like, where they had, certain pride about themselves. You know what I mean?
Right. 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 Right.
Like that, like to where you wouldn't feel intimidated to, tell a young person, oh, pull your pants up, or something like that, or address me as sir. You know what I mean, or anything like that. Nowadays, like I said, I think I seen a video. I didn't even watch the full video. A guy was trying to tell a young guy something else, and the young guy just like took it different. Like, man, you don't know me. What you doing? Boom, boom, boom. He's like, man, get out my face before you get smoked. I'm like, wow. Like, the man was
Right.
just basically trying to talk to him, and he took it there. Like, you gonna get smoked. I'm like, wow. But like I say, and it's weird. I thank God for having that image to be able to reflect back on and say, hey, it was a time that it was probably before my time, but there was a time that people that looked like me was able to talk to their counterparts in a positive way without it being any type of disrespect taken, or
Right.
looked at wrongly. You know what I mean? So I think that's what we can take out of this equation as far as in parents and friendship, because they weren't friends back then. You know what I mean? Even the neighbors was like source parent.
It's a lot of it out here. You done,
Yes,
brother?
sir. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Just what you were just piggybacking off what you were saying as well. I think we as marketplace ministry, God is allowing us to bring it back. You know what I'm saying? You want to throw back, this is what we're doing. This is a throwback. You know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, man, we want to bring this thing back so that way we can get some better results in our community. You know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, it's like we have to address these people like we want to be addressed. And so that's where the problems lie in our communities. These young kids don't have no respect at all. They are so raw. They are so raw with it. And I understand, because in their households, it's not being taught. Whether you got a single family home or not, that's no excuse. Because I promise you, the ones that's in these single family homes, they were taught that.
Oh, yeah.
But they threw it away. They threw it away, and they trying to please their kids now. Oh well, my kids. And no, your kid gonna disrespect you, and then they'll mess around and disrespect somebody in the street, and it's not gonna be good. And then they're gonna say it's all gonna point back to home though. And that's what we're not realizing. It's gonna point back to home, because I'm gonna tell you something. You know, back in them days, man, just like the Bible. People talk about the New Testament, man. It was an Old Testament before it was a New Testament.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So the Old Testament is concealed, and the New Testament is revealed.
Mm-hmm.
But all it's revealing is from the Old Testament, because without the prophets, see, the thing is, back then they didn't play with you.
Right.
That's why it's so loose right now. You look in the Old Testament Bible, man. The Apostle Paul, he'll shut a whole church down.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now, what they doing in the churches now, man, you couldn't run up in no church playing this game that they playing right now, man.
Right.
And that's why these kids are so off the chain. And they say they see their parents and they see their uncles, but it ain't even no respect for aunts and uncles no more, man. It's like extinct. I don't even hear about that. When I was coming up, man, man, you're talking 20, 30 years ago, but hey, but still, What happened? That training supposed to have been passed down. Just like the negativity is being passed down. Where's the positive stuff? Where? Come on, people. So we do marketplace ministry. God, that's why God has chosen this ministry to bring it back. You understand? I don't care what nobody said. No, man, that's the old days. Yeah, okay, that's the best days.
Yes, sir.
You understand? Because that's where I learned all of what I went through in my life. I was able to reflect and bring something, grab hold to something that was taught to me from the old school, because it came with respect. You know what I'm saying? It came with, the old folks didn't have you speaking out. You couldn't even speak out of turn.
Oh, nah.
You understand? So, but now this is what it is, and that's why even the churches. Oh, it's crazy in the churches, man. You go to these churches, man. These young kids like, man, don't say nothing to me. You ain't my mama. Back then, you would have got slapped by the neighbor. The neighbor could have, the usher in the church ain't never been to your house, but you disrespect that usher and see what happened.
Oh, yeah.
It ain't like that now, man. They let you chew gum in the church now. They let you on your phone. I see people on their tablet, on their phone, trying to keep them kids quiet. Here, go play the game.
Ooh.
Keep it on vibrator. What? So I believe God has given us an opportunity, because we raised our hand, because we bold with it. But I think it works. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Man, Chap, and this is another reason why I really love this. Not only the way we converse, but being able to come up with real time solutions and ideas and things like that, like just put it out into public display. But like I said, I'm a firm believer that our time for the spotlight of our videos of today is of tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think today, like, people are gonna really grasp it. You know what I mean? So, but tomorrow they'll get it, whenever tomorrow arrives. You know what I mean? So they can look back and see, where we coming up with some of this stuff from. You know what I mean? Like they can see, like, because what we're talking about, we're gonna put into action. Even though you
Right.
can't see it yet, but it's coming. You know what I mean? So
Right.
the blueprint, how we got like with that throwback stuff, man, that's gonna be very, very, very powerful. You know what I mean? I can see it now, with the '70s theme and things of that nature, because that's the time we have to get back to. It was substance. You know what I mean? It was things of that nature going on to where, like I say, like you said, the village raised the child. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we have to get back to those types of principles.
Right.
Standards.
Right.
And I thank God for your leadership, because you hit it right on the head. Like that's what we have to do. You know what I mean? And that's what this is formalizing into. Like, hey man, lead these people into the right direction, and use the '70s as a guide. You know what I mean? And use that time to where they what they got the results that they needed. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's and I'm glad he chose us, because he knew we got the blueprint. We're gonna put it out here.
Right.
And even with the people saying, nah, I hear a lot of pastors, I hear a lot of people say, nah, this ain't the old days. So they're agreeing with what's going wrong, and it's not gonna get right. And so why not? If you were successful coming from that upbringing, just like, I was talking to a person the other day, man. I said, man, another thing is, man, we don't sit down and eat dinner together. Nobody's sitting down eating. That's when the father and the mother, that's when we were able to converse, because they worked all week. You understand? And then on top of that, we were in school. So we never had an opportunity to sit down and look each other face to face and have and talk and have a meal. So that's a throwback too. So we gonna put it out here, man, because try that. Let's try doing that, because I'm telling you, me and my wife and my son and my daughter, we went out to celebrate my wife's success. You know, she took us out and treated us, you know, to a nice restaurant. You know what I'm saying? They was on their phones, man. And I said, hold up, hold up. And my wife was like, nah, 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 nah. Nah, that's disrespect. Put the phone down. Y'all can't have a dinner. Y'all can't sit down and order from the meal, you know, from the paper to see what you want from the menu. Y'all can't chill out with us for an hour? Really? So that's by choice. That's by design. So, but the parents are not saying nothing. Here go the parents, oh, whatever. Oh, they don't leave them kids alone. No, 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 don't leave them alone. Don't leave them alone because that's not etiquette. That's bad, terrible, poor etiquette. Because if you go out, if they talk about they want to be successful one day, go out to a successful, well, believe it or not, they doing it. They doing it. See, that's where the problem comes in at. All these big entrepreneurs, all these big millionaires, they kids are disrespectful for real, for real. If you sit there and you watch anything on television now, you watch a family go out to eat, them kids don't even be engaged. You know what I'm saying? They on their own stuff. See, that's why I love. I thank God that He chose us because I'm going to bring it back because at the end of the day, it works.
Right.
It works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think what we have in the battle against this reality versus technology right now. You know what I mean? A lot of people are living in this so-called virtual reality world.
Right.
They not even understanding reality. You know what I mean? Like, you
Right.
know, and I ain't gonna, I play victim to it sometimes myself. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit up here and point the finger and scream whoop. No, I play victim to it. You know what I mean? Like I say, that's why I've been doing reflecting. You know what I mean? And I've been noticing a lot of things about myself that I'm planning on correcting very soon. You know what I mean? However, you know, staying on the topic at hand, you know, we have to understand that, you know, this is just a tool, you know, for us to get our message out. But, you know, we have to understand our reality still is our reality because we have to turn this phone off eventually. You know what I mean? And one thing about that is we can't put out something that's not of us. You know what I mean? We have to make sure what we're putting out is of us. Like, and that's one thing I said. I don't really put out my bad stuff on social media. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna put out, you know, any of my dirty laundry on social media. You know what I mean? However, what I do want to start putting out is more of my reality. You know what I mean? More of the things that I really, really face. You know what I mean? And some of the things that's really real to me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I try to give motivation and I try to give inspiration, but I really want to start giving my reality. You know what I mean? I want to start, you know, being more open. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and that's something I want to go into 2021 with. You know, just like I say, because my name is my brand. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that because like us by us getting this mission, we have to be the innovators and we have to be the people that get the ball moving. You know what I mean? We have to
Right.
put it out there first so people can see it and they can gravitate towards it, and some can copy, some can support. You know what I mean? And that's how it's going to work. You know, once we start putting out our real, you know, reality, I think like that's a lot of other people are going to come out of the closet and start putting their real reality out. You know what I mean? Like you don't got to put all your dirty laundry out there. We not, you know.
No, no.
But at the end of the day, it has to be some bad news on social media. Somebody has to be. You know what I mean? And you know, like, you know, you can pick and choose whatever it is you want to do, however it is you want to do it. However, I'm just at a point to where we cannot keep on living this like glorified world. Like everything is so glorified to where, you know, we don't have any types of things we can learn something from another from. Like, you know, some of my things I went through, you know, once I start putting it out, people might can learn from it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Chap put a lot of his stuff out. You know what I mean? You know, he put a lot of his stuff out from his book. You know, things like that. You know, he put his reality out. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's who we at. That's and that's
Right,
leadership.
right,
You know
right,
what I mean? That's leadership at its finest. You know what I mean?
right,
So,
right.
you know, that's
And
some of the things we can learn from. Go ahead, Chap.
no, right. You're 100% right. I mean, like that's why we're a team. That's why whatever God is you know, permeating on your heart, and it's up to you to put it out there, but in a way where people can understand and people can receive from or not receive, because that's what it's about. Because everybody's not going to receive. See, the Word of God says sometimes when you put things out there, it depends on where your heart is at. It's going to fall on certain grounds, stony ground. It's going to fall on hard ground. It's going to fall on different grounds if your heart is not right anyway.
Right.
So the bottom line is, I'm going to continue to pump the truth out of as I know it. You know what I mean? I'm going to continue to put out, because I look at social media. I watch television things. I watch the current events. I watch all these stuff that's going on in the world. A lot of it is mental. Right. A lot of it comes as mental, but it's also spiritual that you can't see. Right. Behind it. There's a spirit behind any message that you put out there. There's a spirit behind it. Right. And if you're not paying attention to what those spirits are, if you're not discerning, if you're not tapping into the Spirit of God, then that way it may fly over your head. And it may come at you in a way where it doesn't really mean anything. But believe me, right or wrong, it means something. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? You can get a powerful lesson from a wrong situation. Right. And when you hear it, you don't do it after that. Because if somebody tell me that they've been through some things, I'm 55 years old, and they tell me they did something and they almost got killed doing it, why am I doing that? Right. You see what I'm saying? So years ago, I was wild. I'm like, man, I'm gonna try that. Right. I'm gonna see if I can get away with it. It ain't gonna hurt me. Somebody just sat and told me what they went through. I'm not that more advanced than they are. You know what I mean? So we have to understand, we have to be very practical. And that's what this marketplace ministry is about. We're being practical, we're being real, we're being upfront. We will let you know we putting our business out here. Like you said, my dirty laundry ain't my dirty laundry. Whatever I tell you that I went through, that's what I went through. That's my past. And whatever I'm telling you I'm dealing with is what I'm working on. You know what I mean? And because ain't nothing new under the sun. We all go through things. Right. We all go through similar things. Right. Life happens. God wakes you up in the morning, man, hopefully you'll have a good day. But chances are, you don't know. Car might come and bam, hit your car, or whatever the case may be. You know, I went to work the other day, perfect day, got up, thank you, Lord, and walked outside. And, you know, I didn't have to put no jacket on. It was not that hot, cold out yet. And, you know, some mornings it was cold. Got in my car, made it to work. Got to work. I got my little routine going on. You know what I'm saying? My apple cider. You know, I got my apple cider, hot apple cider going on. That's what I drink in the morning. You know what I mean? And got my apple cider. As soon as I come outside, one guy, because certain people, you can't come on the property until 5 o'clock in the morning. So they have to come on the property at 5. They line up like a convoy. And they come in, they know what spaces are online to get in the building. So this particular guy, he comes on. I was in the back, getting my apple cider on, brought it outside. I stepped to his truck. I was like, listen, my man, you know you can't be on the premises at 5 o'clock. He was like, man, it's only 10 minutes. And I stepped to him like 4:50. He's like, ain't nothing but 10 more minutes. I said, but you know the rule, man. I said, look at all them cars over there. He got his car and spun out. Next thing you know, you heard was boom. He fell out his truck. He was leaning out of his truck, knocked over the sign, the handicap sign. He leveled that. Then he ran into our fence. He could have died just that second. So you don't know what's going to happen through the course of the day. So when we get on here, man, we just telling y'all stuff, real life stuff. This is, we try to help you. First and foremost, we ain't here trying to talk about Betty Boop, you know what I'm saying, and all that, and da-da-da-da. Nah, that's not what we on here about. We on here about community awareness, community involvement, becoming parent partners. That's what we talking about. And that's why we on this topic being, either you're going to be a child's father or mother, parent, or a friend. Which one are you? I'm the parent. I ain't my child's friend, period. And my son is 28 years old. I have a daughter 20 years old. I have another daughter that's 15. They don't never, as a matter of fact, they check themselves before they come to me too. They don't just roll up on me all crazy. Oh, nah, they know, because that's because I'm a father, I'm a parent. It's not that they're afraid of me. It's just respect.
Right.
Period. And I don't roll on them like, yo, what's going on? I know I come to them respectful as my children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't come at them like, yo, what's going on? Hey, what I'm twerking like, nah, I ain't doing all that with you. We ain't doing that. That's not what I do. Because see, once you start doing that with them, then they're gonna talk to you crazy. They might come to you and just say something, out of the ordinary. And so, but you put yourself in that situation. And so that's why we have to come on here with being adults, being parents. Parenting is not, you can't buy love from these kids. And that's another thing. These parents are buying stuff. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Keith.
Yep, and I think more or less they buying something to cover themselves up or cover what they lacking up. You know what I mean? Like, whether it might be finances. You know what I mean? I don't want you to really understand how really bad we're struggling. So I'm gonna try to buy you everything that under the sun. You know what I mean? Even though our life may be cut off or whatever. You know what I mean? So. I think it's more than just trying to buy love. I think it's really trying to, buy the fact that we lack in a lot of areas, and we don't want our children to suffer. So what we'll try to do is we'll try to cover that up through materialistic things, because that's the only thing that you really don't have to change yourself to get. Like, you don't have to change yourself to get a job. You know what I mean? To get a job and buy your kids more stuff like that. Like, you don't have to, hug them more. You don't have to listen to them more or anything like that. Like, you can buy them a toy and tell them to go sit in the corner. You know what I mean? So, that's one thing we have to really, make sure we not doing that. Well, I know I try my best not to do, as far as you know trying to cover for anything that I'm lacking. I be upfront with my children. If I ain't got it, I ain't got it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. Daddy don't have it right now. You know what I mean? And they pretty very understanding. I thank God for that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm not afraid to let them know, like, I don't have it. You know what I mean? Like, if I have it, it's yours to have. But if I don't got it, ain't nothing I can do. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go rob no bank or nothing like that. So, that's one thing I try to make sure that everything is going accordingly. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, how y'all feel about that topic, man? Y'all kids parents, or y'all the friends, man? We need some feedback on that. You know what I mean? We want to I want to get inside y'all heads and see how y'all feel about that topic, man. Ant Man, what's going on, man? Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on, Ant? Yeah, give us some feedback, Ant, if you got any feedback, man, so you can start this thing. Are we talking about, man, being friends and being parents, the difference between being a child, your child's parent, or your child's friend. That's the topic we're on right now. You already know. You already know. And that's my son. So he ain't getting it. I ain't nothing that I told him. He has 3 children of his own. So he know from the upbringing from me, I knew what his answer was gonna be anyway. You know what I mean?
I already know.
Right. And the thing is, we have a much better relationship than we had before.
Right.
But thank God, and that's just real talk. Right. I mean, because he's grown into a man. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is this, man. We grow together. That's what you can do with your children. You grow together.
Right.
But you can't come down to their level. You have to help them come up.
Right.
You can't stoop down to a child's level and expect for them to grow. No, because they're gonna disrespect you. And that's just the cold truth about that. And most children, when you do that, you're not helping them grow. You know what I'm saying? You're not helping them grow. And so at the end of the day, man, like we can, like, as we know God, as having a relationship with God, we have to come up to God. God ain't coming down to us. He sent the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is here. But at the end of the day, you got to come up to Big Daddy God.
Right.
You can't come up and be like, yo, God, talking to God. No. You go to God with respect and adoration. You know what I'm saying? And
matter of fact.
right. But that's how we can utilize that. We can in the natural. We can say, as a father, my son, I'm a respect my son.
Right.
I'm gonna respect my daughters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, just because they're younger than me, I'm not gonna go to them and disrespect them because they're younger than me. I'm gonna go to them with respect. Right. I'm not raising my voice. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? What's good? How you doing? That my son when he come, hey, what's up, Dad? I said, what's good? And if we want to talk, we talk. If not, he go to his room, whatever. And that's how we got to look at this thing, because ain't no such a thing as, to me, as being a friend with your children. Nah. But that's why the world is so twisted the way the world is twisted right now. These kids will say anything to you, man. They'll come out and they've been listening on their social media all day and then mess around and get something crazy what they talking about, and they'll come and blurt that right up in your face. Then what you gonna do? You're gonna feel stupid. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel real disrespect. Now, if you don't feel disrespected, then that's on you. Right. Me personally, I don't want my child to just open up to me any old kind of way. Think about what you say before you come and say it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like most people be like, yo, man, my kids say anything. Yeah, because you let them say anything. You don't check them. These kids, hold on. These kids are checking their parents, man. I've seen children check their parents. Like, what? What'd you say? Nah, you don't understand. I've seen it, man. And I was looking at the mother or the father. When I see it, I just be shaking my head. I be wanting to say to the parent, like, what's the problem? Like, you don't have a relationship with that child. Had you had a relationship with that child will respect you. But because you're trying to buy that child, and let's go here. A lot of it is because the single parent homes now, they feel they got to get so close to their kids because their father's not in the play. No, that's a more reason to check them.
Right. Don't, so they trying to cover up and all kinds of stuff.
Right. And so this is what God is, through Marketplace Ministry, have us coming on here talking about, because this is real conversation right here. All that other podcast stuff, man, I ain't knocking nobody, but this is what we doing over here.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Five, chap. We top five. Right. I done seen some good ministries. I'm not. Hey. We can't be 1 through 5. You know what I mean? We the top 5 though. You know what I mean? We got to share the platform for other people, but that's because we have to. But not to be arrogant or nothing like that. I just feel like with the direction we going and how we gonna move. Because I'm the co-founder, so I know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? I know what's gonna go on. You know what I mean? So I just don't see. Cause I know we have a lot in storage. So. I just hope that everybody else do too. You know what I mean? Because the way it's looking, it's looking like we're gonna run away with a landslide, man. That's just the way it's looking. You know what I mean? But like I say, man, I applaud all the ministries. I've been seeing a lot of ministries birth. The last few months. I don't know if it's just I've been paying attention to them or not. But like I say, man, we can do some cross work because it's all about God, man. It's not.
Oh yeah.
I say when the top 5, out of fun. You know what I mean? Just to make light of it. The situation, because what we're going to do is very difficult. You know what I mean? I hope everybody been preparing like we've been preparing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I hope everybody is ready. You say you want to go do the will of God. Believe that we are a body of Christ and not just a part. We are a whole body. So, like I say, we're not trying to go in and nothing like that. But at the end of the day, we want to let you know we are here. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're here. We gonna be a force to be reckoned with. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
We come in multiple ways. We not just come in one or two ways. Man, we got books. We got so many different things, programs, and so many different things that that just coming up. Dolls. It's just so many different things that make us innovative and very unique to this lane, to this new lane, which is ministry that we in. You know what I mean? I know it's new to me. I don't know if Chap, been in it already or whatever. But like I say, and I love it because it's an ability for me to learn something new. You know what I mean? It's giving me the opportunity to expand my horizon. You know what I mean? Because when I first started this ministry thing, not to get off topic, but I want to vibe with our viewers. When I first started the ministry, I just was like, I'm just be support of the chap. You know what I mean? Like, I can do that. We talk every day, always anyway. So, I can just be a supporter to him. And, my spirit man would just tell him like, nah, you gotta do more than that. You know what I mean? And then I started ministering to this guy at work, you know what I mean? And that took me for another loop, you know what I mean? Every day for like 2 months, it was just constant training, constantly training, like going to work. It was so heavy that it was so much. Everywhere I go, it was something that could reflect to me training for the ministry. This what you're gonna need to do this for the ministry. You're gonna need this for the ministry. You know what I mean? And I say that to say that
It's a
the
little
the
difficulty.
terrain, and I went lightly. You know, I went through it. You know what I mean? So now we just ready to go out and walk. And I always feel like this when the scene's about to change. It's a weird feeling like this. It's a weird feeling. Like even right now, live right now, like it just like we don't talk like this normally. You know what I mean? Like we normally don't talk like this. But it's just a feeling that when you're about to graduate. You know what I mean? You reflect back on the journey, man. It's been a wild year for us, chap. You know what I mean? I remember we started out. I was on the road, what I mean, going out of town, you know what I mean? And we've been, up and through all, the different cities and, we still been going, but that was preparation, you know what I mean? That's something that I'm gonna need to understand that, once we go to start traveling, I'm gonna have to know how to, navigate through the different cities that we go through. You know what I mean? So like I say, this whole year was just strictly preparation. And man, it's been beautiful, man. It's been, even though it's been, pandemics and everything else, man, it just been beautiful. The ministry was birthed out of it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Yeah.
right, right. And man, shit, this year, man, like when the year first came in, everybody was on, yeah, 2020, 2020 vision. And God was like, yeah, okay. I hope y'all got y'all boots. But the bottom line is, we ain't never stopped. I ain't never stopped. But I'm an essential worker, work at the clinic. You know what I'm saying? I taking, measuring people's temperatures and stuff like that. And so, counseling and doing all this stuff, man. But I never stop with God. See, that's the key. You have to stay in God's face, man. I mean, you have to stay in his presence. Even when sometimes you get out of his presence, you got to get back in. Repent, get back in. And so that's what's keeping our ministry. That's what's keeping us in our households. That's the antidote right there, God. Period. I ain't got no other antidote. Money ain't my antidote. A woman ain't my antidote. My children ain't my antidote. God is my antidote. So at the day, that's who I go and get my strength and I glean from, so that way when things get low, I go refuel. I go refuel. I get back in my closet. Actually, I stay in my closet, to be honest with you. Well, really, I only got 1 feet out of my closet.
Right.
You understand? And so, and that's on purpose. That's not something, that's something I learned throughout the years. I watched my parents, I watched my grandparents go through things, but they leaned on God, man. They leaned on God. And that's what kept them going through. I saw that my whole life. I ain't saying they had it all together. They got, man, off whack. They went back to God. They kept going. That kept refueling them. So that's where I got that from. And so this is what we got to do. We have to teach these kids. You know, we have to train these kids up. The Bible says, train a child up so they won't depart from his ways. That means you have to train them up. You can't be thinking that they're gonna you letting them just do anything out in the street. They're gonna bring that mess back to your household. You understand? And so that's what I'm key on. I don't trip in my house. If I ain't doing no craziness, ain't nobody in my house is. Nobody. Children, I watch my kids. Whenever they come in my house, you know, but I watch myself also. Because if I'm doing the right thing, then I expect for them to do the right thing. Right. And if they have a problem, I will open your door and check you. What's going on? You need to talk? What's good? And I don't just be bombarding and different things, aggravating people. No, I'm led by the Spirit. Right. And as a parent, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to check in. Like I got my kids, 2 of my daughters in New York. I don't call them every single day. You know what I'm saying? But I call them consistently though. Right. You know what I mean? They make sure but when I call, if they don't pick up, I don't trip. Right. But I get that phone call. I look, okay, boom, boom, boom. Hey, what's going on? Just checking in. You know what I mean? They were like, okay, Daddy, everything. Yeah, everything good. How's good? How's everything? You know, I run it down on them. All I want to say, I want to make sure they're good. And the parent has that sense. That parent, God gave a parent that sense, that sense of whatever's inside. You know when something ain't right with your kids. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I do. I check in. You know, my 15-year-old, she just like a butterfly right now. She just don't know what's going on. She you know, whatever. But she's her mother has her in a good place. And so, but for the most part, you know, she talked back to me. You know, hey, Daddy. So it's all about training. It's all about training. And I thank God, like I said before, we talked before, that the training from when I was coming up as a kid, we had some powerful training, man. But guess what? You know the key point with that training was? God. What's that? God. Oh, we were made to go to church, but it wasn't even all about that. It was about at home.
Let me ask you this, chap.
Go ahead.
What do you think went wrong?
What went wrong? Because I wanted to do what I wanted to do.
I'm saying as far as the whole community, as far as the whole race, like as far as the whole culture.
We stopped doing it. We stopped doing it. When grandma, when grandma, you know, we used to have, like I said, we used to have sit downs. We used to eat at the dinner table. You understand? We used to communicate. You couldn't just come in your house and not wash your hands before you touch anything. There was structure. The structure went out the window. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no TV on all night long, 24 hours a day going on in your house. You understand? See, all that didn't change. You got this internet now. We got the social media now. We got the Facebook and this, that, and the third. TV used to go off at a certain time in your household. Everybody had curfews. First of all, the parents worked. Most of the parents worked. They had something to do the next day, so they had to get the house under control so they can chill with each other, the parents. You know what I mean? The mother and father used to make us go to bed so they could spend some time together because they know they got to get up and go to work the next day. All that went out the window. You see what I'm saying? So now we as Marketplace Ministry, God says, bring it back. Like that bring back, like that throwback. Bring it back. You know what I'm saying? I almost went chicka, 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 chicka. I almost start scratching the record. You know what I mean? Because God is saying, bring it back.
That has to be a day. You know what I mean? Like we were talking about the affirmation Tuesday. Like
right. Like that. Well, let's do that. Let's me and you outside of here. That's what we plan. You understand? That's what we plan, for the simple fact that we have to make sure when we come on here, that's what we're doing. When we offset, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to give everybody our formulas neither. You see what I'm saying? So we got 28 minutes, man. What we doing? We switching over? Because I can feel something.
I got about 15 more minutes. It's gonna have to be kind of brief, but I feel like it's something more we got to get though.
Right. Cool. So we switching over to Keith Henry's page. You know, go to his page, his Instagram page. We gonna go in here another 15 minutes, and you know, and then we gonna shut it down.